Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, earthlings, peeplings, on this Sunday, whatever time of the day it is where you are. I thought we could all do with a bit of light relief. And I found this, it's not a puff piece. I think this is actually written by Meghan. I really think this is written by her. I found this article yesterday, and everyone's been commenting and giggling about it on Twitter, so a lot of you might have already seen it. But I thought I'd read out the parts that are about Meghan. It's an article called Meghan's Top 10 Movies. I'm not even sure there are 10 things listed there. One thing that is not listed is Beverly Hills 90210. That's been left out. That never happened. But it's clear to me, well, I could be doing her a great disservice. Perhaps she didn't write this, but I think she did. And it comes across as she is just desperate to start in a movie. And what I would say to her is, if WME can't book you a gig, what makes you think you can book you a gig? I mean, I remember hearing that Trevor Engelson, her first husband, or second, I don't know, had been on a radio show or something, and one of his friends cracked a joke about Meghan, and Trevor kind of went, don't go there, don't do that. She's a lot, meaning he was going to get it in the neck when he got home. Now, I think the reason that she divorced Trevor is because he's a movie producer. I think that's why she wanted to be with him in the first place. She thought, he's going to book all my gigs. He's a movie producer. Can you imagine the guy's life at home? It must have been hell. Every time she either doesn't get a part or worse still, she's chosen for a bit part when she wanted the lead. And this article we're going to go through really shows that. And for anyone out there who thinks Harry is getting an easy ride, just try and imagine what his home life must be like. I mean, talk about henpecked. The guy's life must be an utter misery. I bet, that's if they're still together, which I don't think they are. But let's say they are. Every time he puts his key in the door, he must just like sigh and think, oh, I really hope she's happy today. She's in a good mood. And hearing her moaning, complaining, crying, screaming. And he must just think to himself, oh God, what now? What is it now? What's the matter now? Because what Meghan wants, Meghan gets. And I'll tell you what she's wanted all along. I mean, yes, she wants a billionaire, of course. But the reason she wants that is to get them to bully Hollywood into giving her a part. And obviously, a lot of the A-listers have lost their homes, as well as other people who live in the LA area have lost their homes. But the A-listers that she wants to work with, they're thoroughly pissed off, I'm sure. Especially seeing her and Harry turning out with a film crew, and we all know about that. So, I mean, she hasn't got a cat in hells. Not a cat in hells, but you are going to laugh because this is the theme of the latest puff piece. And it's just, why didn't she just say to the palace, you know, when they said, do you want to carry on acting? Why didn't she just say yes? She's one of these people, she doesn't want to say that's what she wants to do. She wants to be asked several times, nay, begged. When they first left the royal family, I remember a puff piece coming out saying the only person in Hollywood who could persuade Markle back to acting is Tom Cruise. And I think Tom Cruise actually put a statement out saying, there's no truth in that. I've never said I want to work with Meghan Markle. She said the same thing about Angelina Jolie. And again, I think Jolie had to put, or at least get her agent to put people straight, say that's not happening. And she, when she did Oprah, she did that for a multitude of reasons, but the biggest reason she did Oprah was to get Hollywood to come ringing, to come knocking, and it had quite the reverse effect. And I distinctly remember that only 2 weeks after Oprah, she fired her longtime agent, Nick something or other, because the phone wasn't ringing or the offers she was getting were not the sorts of things she wanted, you know, like a bit of a cameo in The Simpsons. She didn't want that. She wanted big leading roles. Right, let's get stuck in, shall we? Because you will find this, well, I hope you find this as amusing as I do. So it's called Meghan Markle's 10 Best Movies and TV Shows. I'll put a link as well. And it goes on about, you know, who Meghan is. It's like none of us know. So I'm just going to skip to the bits that are in bold. Meghan Markle's career as an actor spans over 20 years, but many of her early roles were uncredited or did not involve enough screen time to share her talent with audiences. Woo, here we go. Let's go. So the first one they call it number 10, is a movie I've never heard of before called A Lot Like Love, which was released in 2005. So I won't bore you with the plot lines and stuff. We'll just skip straight to Markle. Markle appears at the beginning of the movie as a passenger on a plane. She has a few lines, but she is not given much to do. She is still memorable, however, as this 2005 movie features a lot of emerging talent. In addition to Markle, and I've never heard of these people, but that doesn't mean they're not famous. So, you know, it's got to be Elvis or something like that, Frank Sinatra, before I know that. In addition to Markle, Norman Reedus, Amy Garcia, Gabriel Mann and Ali Larter all appear in small roles in the movie. The casting director here had a very good eye for talent. Number 9, Deal or No Deal. Oh my God, she's even got a list this. That it goes into a great long explanation about what the TV show game Deal or No Deal is. Now, I think it's in every country's got a version. Not sure it's necessary to include how the game works. It might not have been a particularly exciting job for Markle, but it is a fun game for audiences to watch. And it also mentions that it gave her access to the studio. I think it's that one. Yeah, I'm sure it says that somewhere. Oh, yes. This was, most of the briefcase holders in the show were models or aspiring actors. And this was early enough in Markle's career that it would have been a steady paycheck that got her on a studio set. I mean, what does that mean? So she can stalk A-listers? Like I heard she stalked Jennifer Aniston, and Jennifer Aniston had to ask her PA to keep Meghan away from her. I distinctly remember that. I think that was in Horrible Bosses. And I don't think well, we'll see that. The next one is number 8. When Sparks Fly, 2014. Again, in 2014, Meghan Markle made history as the first black woman to lead in a Hallmark movie. Then it goes on about what a betrayal, because she's actually white. Markle turns out a solid performance in it. It's actually one of her best performances, but only ranks so low because the script is lacking compared to more modern Hallmark Channel standards. So it's always someone else's fault, isn't it? The script was lacking. Couldn't it be anything to do with her hammy acting? She starred in that one. The script was lacking. Number 7 is Remember Me from 2010. Again, I won't bore you with the synopsis. We'll just go straight to the bit about Markle. Like so many of her early roles, Meghan Markle only has one scene in the movie Remember Me. She plays a bartender who encounters the two main male characters. During her brief appearance, the bar is packed. She is hustling. No changes there then. And she is clearly annoyed with the man approaching her. She makes it clear in a brief moment that they have a history without the audience needing to know anything else. It's so brief that many fans who became familiar with her after watching Suits likely wish her character was more prominent in the movie. I remember seeing an interview with Markle when she was in Suits, and someone asked her, do you have any say in the production? And she was like, oh yeah, I film the director and producer all the time, and I say, this is what my character, Rachel, should do. This, I need more lines, I need that. And they're very receptive, and I ring them all the time. And I thought, I bet you do. I wonder why they wrote you out. I wonder why they got sick to death of your phone calls. So that reminds me of that one. So if only she'd had more lines, the movie would have made more money. It would have been more successful. Number 6, Random Encounters, 2013. And again, I don't know if you can see that. That's Meghan. Big picture of Meghan on it. And 2 people in the background. I can't see who they are. So it implies she's a starring role. Meghan Markle had many of the same kind of roles struggling actresses in her age group did. More specifically, she often played the best friend instead of the lead. That's the case here as well. So She was a bit part. Why is she so big on the picture? Shouldn't the starring leading lady? So, and then it goes on about the synopsis and it describes the leading character. Laura is a struggling actress trying to make ends meet and hone her craft, and is probably much closer to who Markle really is. Markle, however, plays Laura's best friend, Mindy. Oh, always the bridesmaid, Meghan, aren't you? Never the bride. Well, in the movies, been down the aisle quite a few times. She is very much a typical movie best friend, but Markle seems to have plenty of fun playing the role, and she charms on screen. Can you see how she, and this is not the only puff piece, she's put like loads of puff pieces out this, like this touting for work. Number 5, Harry and Meghan, the Netflix docuseries. Let's skip that one because we all know about that one. Well, it says the best thing about the 6-part series is that it gives audience members who might have been following Meghan Markle's career, or those interested in the royal family, or both, a look at what happened from the couple's point of view. And it allows Meghan Markle to be a human instead of simply playing a role. Oh, excuse me a moment, guys. I've been practicing doing my curtsy. We all got to know what Meghan was like in the Harry and Meghan Netflix thing, didn't we? We all saw that. And that was the intent, to let the audience see Meghan for who she really is. That worked. Fringe, 2009, is some sort of sci-fi detective series. Sounds like, I can't remember that thing that Gillian What's-Her-Face used to be in. The X-Files, something like that. Meghan Markle appeared in just 2 episodes of season 2 of the series. Markle plays a junior agent who ends up in charge of an investigation in the season 2 premiere. Markle plays her as someone who is capable and sceptical, but still open-minded. She could have been an interesting addition to the show. Her final appearance sees her comparing fringe cases to biblical events, which seemingly indicates the show might have been toying with a larger plan for her character. But it never came to pass. Number 3, The Data's Handbook. And she's starring in that one. Look, there she is, right in the middle. So she's starring in this one. I've never seen any of these movies. Do you know what? I might rent them just for a laugh. And she talks about, The Data's Handbook is actually the last movie Markle made before marrying Prince Harry. See, they've just skipped out Beverly Hills 90210, haven't they? And in the Deal or No Deal, they'd actually counted how many episodes. I mean, who would know that except for Meghan? I was in 36 of the 300 episodes. Who would know that detail? What makes this movie work despite the predictable story is the chemistry between the actors. Markle does most of her work alongside Christopher Paloha, who audiences will know from a slew of other TV projects, including other Hallmark movies. So she's really worked for Hallmark. Class A. Elephant. Everyone remember Elephant, the Disney thing where Harry had to tout on the red carpet? Yeah, she does voiceover work. She's very interested. Anyone remember the actual eventual one? Oh, look, Lula and Poola are having a pool party. Yeah, I remember that. Making all kinds of unverifiable statements about what the elephants were saying to each other. Little Lula was looking up at Mummy and asking, "Where's Daddy today?" And Auntie Clara, "Let's go play." Adding ad-libbing all this kind of chronic, hugely cringeworthy, embarrassing shit in. I think that's my favourite one, Elephant. Elephant focuses on a family of elephants in Africa. Right, yeah, not Central Park or Hyde Park in Africa. Okay, even before she was brought into the philanthropic work of the British royal family, the actor was a supporter of women's rights and natural conservation. There is a warmth to her narration that someone else might not have had. Well, yet she certainly has a unique style, doesn't she? And then it ends with Suits. I won't bore you with most of this, but it says, Suits is the highest profile project Meghan Markle had during her acting career. and it refers to her as a household star. Meghan stars in Suits. No, she didn't. I checked it. It's like 1 minute. Someone added it up and it wasn't even an hour that she was in it. I'll tell you what part I'd like to see Markle do. I would love it, if someone gave her an acting job to play Wallis Simpson, because she would do it so fucking badly. It would be super hilarious, especially if it were based around Wallis's, maybe the last 10 years of Wallis's life. So Meghan can really get into like older lady vibe, and she could be, oh, I'm Wallis Simpson. Oh, it would be awesome if there are any Hollywood producers out there. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Or perhaps Prince William could secretly approach a North Korean filmmaker who could offer her a major starring role, but she'd have to go and film it in North Korea. That could solve a lot of problems. Poor Meghan, it's all she wants is to star in movies. And she still doesn't get it. She doesn't get it. It's never going to work, and it's certainly not going to happen now. It's over. It's finished. It's finished. She's finished. I saw another article the other day where she said, an insider had said, Meghan knew when she went to go and help with the fires in LA. They said, oh, she knew her haters would jump on it. No, Meghan, it's not haters. It's like the whole planet. Everybody just wants you to go away. Except me. I want that cooking show. And I want to see her doing more hammy acting. Please, 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 God. Please, God, make it come true. As always, I look forward to hearing your thoughts and opinions in the comments. And I will see you at some stage in the future.